one of Carolyn's classics. So several of his stories are in here, and this is for sale out at the desk out here. So if you're interested in reading some of the other stories, get one. And I had someone tell me that they have a story that they want to tell about Carolyn. Denise has a little something to say.
It's not actually about Carolyn.
Not about Carolyn.
So wonderful to see all of you from the writing class, and you know me. Anyway, this summer someone passed that was one of the first people I met when I came to Evergreen. He was assigned to be my teaching assistant. And so a poster was put together for his life, and just to notice about the celebration of his life. And at the bottom of the poster, which is a wonderful handmade poster, is a picture of a refrigerator magnet, which I've seen in Carolyn's house, or I think I've seen a refrigerator magnet in your house. It's a refrigerator magnet that simply says, "As incredible as it seems, my life is based on a true story." I'm on the lookout for the magnet, but that's my Carolyn magnet. It's so incredible that here you are, and all these lives are based on true stories.
All right, let's start part 2 with Life's Dynamite Pit by Jurgens.
From my father, I learned fear and vigilance. From my mother, I learned caution. Do you really know how to do that? She would always ask when I happened to mention I was embarking on some new venture or another. In the Marine Corps, I perfected my vigilant nature, always being aware of my situation, sniffing the air like some blue-eyed, muzzle-dripping bloodhound, anticipating every possible problem that could arise, whether threatening my family, my person, or my wallet, was the defensive bulwark I maintained. I was convinced that life alone would be much safer if I pursued such a course. It was exhausting. I had successfully completed the Marine Corps basic training at Parris Island, South Carolina. A subject in itself for another time. And had entered infantry training at Camp Geiger at Camp Lejeune at North Carolina. The Marine Corps had always prided itself in selecting the most inhospitable, godforsaken locations on Earth to build and maintain their training facilities. I suppose the places where the Corps had found itself in conflict with our country's enemies necessitated such hellholes, and Camp Geiger was no exception. All right, you meatheads, today we're going to have some fun! The range sergeant had a wry smile on his face. This is a live fire exercise, and I don't feel like sending no one home to their mamas in a body bag, so keep your friggin' heads down. It was the infiltration course, and It was the infiltration course, and we'll be crawling from one end towards a machine gun nest. That didn't seem too difficult. The only catch was that interspersed throughout the course were pits, surrounded by a low barbed wire fence, which contained half-pound charges of dynamite. Periodically, these would be set off to simulate incoming artillery or mortar fire. I soon discovered that there was little chance of getting blown up, as it was practically impossible to crawl into one. However, I did notice that every time one was set off, it sent out a spray of mud and water saturating anyone close. Therefore, I made it my business to stay as far away as possible. Spotting one ahead of me as a huge explosion just came out of nowhere. I was focused on the wrong pit. Spotting one ahead of me as I studiously crawled to the side, the whole time keeping my eye on the avoided pit, there was a huge explosion. I was thrown several feet into the air, unharmed, but I was covered by a tremendous spray of mud and water. The experience taught me one big lesson. Oftentimes in this life, when you're focusing your attention on one of life's mud holes and you try to avoid it, you find yourself enveloped by another one that you never saw coming or expected.